doing this, but stay. I hate how this. No, here, I'll show you. So, I got something brand new. I have no idea what I'm doing, but hope for the best. Yeah. This thing, I have no idea what I'm doing. But anyway, my sugar mama got. Oh my lord, Landa. I'm gonna have to turn this thing down. Holy snap, what am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. Please chill. Bloody phone. Oh lord, Landa. No. Wow. Okay. Stop it. Well, you know what they say about, trying out the first new... Stop blinding me. Okay. We're gonna have to do it this way. Stop it, dude. Okay, only one way to stop it. Pull the plug. So, yeah, I was supposed to be demonstrating, how to dress one of those attention candles, but as you can clearly see, that's not going as planned. Oh, it is, but it's just taking 3,000 years just to do it. Hopefully I can get this thing to adjust gingerly. Okay, that's so much better, but let's not have it be, going right into the man parts, please. Right, hopefully, almost there. Yeah. If you're watching the replay, then just be like, look at this dummy. Oh, you can look me and stuff. So, anyway. Grab a combi vent. Yeah, well, you guys just totally missed this. Oh. Fine, I'll get this thing lowered. I have a new filming apparatus thing, and I'm kind of scared to turn it back on because it almost made me shriek like a schoolgirl, but here we go. Really? No. Don't stop that. Don't. So yeah, you can definitely tell this is my first time working this thing. I do not like this thing. I don't know why it's doing this, but it's kind of not fun. Stop. Okay. So, again with the plug pulling. Okay. So, I really hope, who's ever here watching this is like, well, look at him. Being a dimwit. Okay, but anyway. Don't you dare. So why, okay. That works, and that works, so, okay. It knows how to turn itself on, but it doesn't know how to stop itself. So, I'm just gonna say, forget it. And it's not listening to me at all. Because I don't know why it's doing this. Am I supposed to hold the button down or something? Okay, that's it, forget it. Unplugging it. No light until I can figure out how to make this thing stop doing that. Because I really don't want to blind everybody and make people be like, what the heck is he doing? Yeah. So, whoever liked this, I'm kind of concerned about why you would like something like this. Because this is kind of, not really how this is supposed to be. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's on and off. So then how come it's... Okay, it's on. But... Dude, this thing is agitating me. I didn't even press the button yet. Oh, Lord. Here, you know what? Forget it. I said stop it. Honey Bear. No. Of all the things I've purchased nowadays, I think this thing's driving me nuts. So I'm gonna just say forget it. Oh. Okay, so anyway, I was supposed to be showing how to actually dress a vigil, but you know, this new lovely apparatus is like, oh, I'm gonna mess with you, kid. So forget it. So I'm just gonna stick this thing back in here for right now, and I'm just gonna get to the basics of this bloody thing. Ugh. Okay. Where did I put that bloody thing? Okay. So, first and foremost, where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, before I begin, does anybody happen to know what one of these are? But tell me your answer. And yes, you can even say it's like one of them Catholic candles. If you'd like. Well, what kind of candle was that? And, you know, just put it on the screen one last time. What kind of candle is this? Does anybody know? I'll buy you chocolate if you guess it right. But I get to choose what chocolate it is. Any guesses? I'm trying to figure out where the bloody heck the Sharpie went. Bloody Oh well, anyway. If I can't find it, I'm gonna say screw it. Forget it. Oh well. Oh well. I'm gonna be so mad it's like running through my face. Really, dude? Whatever. Just agitating. Okay. Hi, Loyalty. I'm not sure if you happen to have seen the light show like 2 seconds ago, but for some reason this thing is like, oh, you want me to be all lit up for some reason? Okay, overkill and make everybody go blind. Lovely. Yeah. But anyway, so this is a... I just had a big blank moment. It's vigil. Like a devotional 7-dayer. And any candle that's encased like this is probably best used for workings that are like very serious or they need a lot of attention put into them. And usually most of the time you'll see these little things have these kind of stickers on them. Another one. You'll see them have stickers like this one. This one's like a guardian angel. And then there are some that this one had Our Lady Guadalupe in pink, and this is the one that you're going to be using. And you're probably wondering, well, why'd you rip off the sticker? There's a reason why for that. There's a reason why for everything. But I thought I saw that Sharpie I was looking for. Whatever. Over it. So the reason why I took the sticker off is because whenever you have a sticker or something on the on your glass piece of the candle, it actually affects the work. Well, not meaning like, oh, what kind of scent it is. That doesn't have that much of an influence. Like if it's saying like, oh, it's patchouli, graveyard, Belvedere or something. It won't affect this. It won't affect the working. In fact, having a scented candle like this one smells like, well, it smells like rosy. Oh my god! I can't believe I was gonna say that. I was just gonna say this thing smells like Rosie O'Donnell. Oh no. Anyway, this smells like roses, not like Rosie O'Donnell. Gosh. Anyway, so the advantages of having a scented candle, believe it or not. Some practitioners say, well, if it's scented, isn't that going to mess with it? No, it won't mess with it. In fact, it kind of gives you a little bit of a tiny little bit of help, because the scent of roses is actually able to help you like get in tune with that scent and that intention and the energy of the scent. But if you're using like this one that's not made of essential oils, just like paraffin and probably most likely fragrance. fragrances in the scent of fragrances, they kind of do the same effect as like the real essential oil and actually from the plant itself. But the essential oil actually gives it a bit of a more of a focus and a bit of a harder, bit of a kick in the tush. And like I was saying with the stickers, the easiest way to get these things off, I'm not going to get the rest of this one off because I'm actually going to be using it for this example. What you would do is you would take something like, I'm going to try and pronounce it, jojoba oil, and then pretty much you just put a little bit of that in your hand, on your hand, rub it dub, and then you just twist it. Well, not really twist it, but you just jojoba it all over. And then once you get it on there, then you just go underneath with your nail and you just slowly, gingerly peel it off easily and carefully. And if you do it just right, you can peel the whole thing off. That was not the case with this one. So essentially, the kind of thing that I'm going to be like making this candle for is kind of a working that's kind of like a, aww. I think somebody needs to, get a little bit infatuated or a little, let's just say intoxicated. And by intoxicated, if you remember what I've told you before, intoxicated means you're being influenced by something that you're intaking. Like for an example, if you're drinking, like if you're thirsty, you drink water, you're being intoxicated by water, you're no longer thirsty because your thirst is quenched. But in this case, it's going to be intoxication by like, muscat. And I would have been a lot more prepared, but trying to set up this little thing, it was not the most optimal. So pretty much what I'm going to be using is I'm going to go about this on a whim. I'm going to grab my essential oil box of shenanigans real quick. Put that there, and I'm going to grab one kind of elongated clear quartz to, kind of poke this thing. I'm gonna use here. Give me this bloody thing. Unhanded woman. Thank you. Well, here. You can keep that one. I'm gonna use this one. Okie doke. So, I was right there. So, before you get ready to use this thing, what is the first thing we have to do with it? Because I'm gonna try and make this like Harry Potter. No, not like Harry Potter. Like Hogwarts, except not without the pig with the pimples. So what's the first thing we should do after we get our glass encased wax apparatus? What should we do with it first? Since we don't know where it's been, we don't know if it's been in my mouth. Well, no, obviously not. We don't know who's been handling it. We don't know who's been maybe booby trapping it. We don't know. So what should we do with this thing first? And don't mind me just clawing off all the sticky residue off, because that's just a pet peeve of mine. Anybody have a guess what we should do first with this thing? No, don't lick it. It's not meant to go in the mouth. Yes, absolutely. And out of curiosity, why should we cleanse it? Why should we even cleanse this thing? We just got it off the shelf at the store and it looked clean to me. What can happen if you don't cleanse it first? I kind of feel like Alex Trebek. Just not really, because I'm not even playing the But what's the reason why we cleanse these things before we decide to, set them off with our intent and hope for the best that, we get noticed by the poor soul to get hit by this thing. Not literally physically, but you get the idea. Any takers? What would happen if I just sent this off without even cleansing it? Awkward silence. Yes, exactly. That's the technique of It's essentially what you're doing is you're turning it into a void. So there's many ways you can cleanse it. You can just simply just do the way that I like to do it, just get the tush of it, and then just, you know, like if you're kind of giving a, this, I don't know why in the heck that is gonna make any kind of, good impression, but, like when you have a child and you're trying to like burp it, but, instead of burping it up here, you're going like, to the tush? Well, except, have the top of it facing away from you, and what you're doing is you're pushing all the BS out of it. That's one way. You can actually submerge this in water, but don't light it. Just when you just get it submerged and you have to kind of dry it off. You can do it that way. You can actually get like either a lighter or some kind of flaming thing that's lit. Just go 1, 2, 3 with it, but don't 1, 2, 3 that way. You can also simply just do this. Blow it. Or you can run it through instant smoke. Or if you happen to have a selenite beat stick like this, just completely, just like that. Kind of like cut, of course, of all the things you had to pick, has to be that. You can just go like this with a piece of selenite, and like if you're cutting potato, like just skinning the BS off the candle. Just like that. Or you can also go at it in a way that's putting it into the void, which is you just find a dark place or like in the back of a closet and just go, okay, I'm going to throw this thing into the void, and when I come back to get it and pull it out, it's going to be cleansed. Don't literally throw it, but when you put it in the void, you leave it there for however long you deem fit, and then when you go back in to get it, have your eyes closed and say, once I have the candle in my hand, it'll be cleansed of all impurities and be in a void state. And once you grab it and pull it out, there's your cleansed candle. That's another way. So since this is going to be a kind of a bit of a baneful-ish kind of working, because getting somebody intoxicated and kind of like fangirlish about you is kind of a bit of a, it would be seemed as a, oh, that's not very nice, Brendan. That's not the kind of magic you should do. Well, we remember my philosophy. You can do whatever the heck you want to do, but whatever happens is because of you. So, let's get the show on the road. Alright, so, we have our cleanse with it, and that kind of stung a little. So now we gotta figure out, okay, how many holes we're gonna stick in this thing? Well, since intoxicating somebody and we're wanting them to just stay in tune with us and be entranced by us indefinitely, usually that's the intention with become intoxicated without it kind of working. So you would want to use numbers like 4, because 4 is something that's like boxed in and it's established. You can use that. Or if you're wanting to go at it like the way that I'm going to go about it, you're going to use the number 8. And the number 8 is essentially you start in the middle, you go, and you just keep going and indefinitely. It never stops. It just keeps going and going and going and going until somebody decides to cut a hole in the 8. So we're going to go with 8 holes in this thing. And I'm going to try my best to, poke this just right. And be very ginger with this, because one time before when I was actually preparing one of these things, I wasn't paying attention, I looked away, and I think it was a screwdriver that I was using. Yeah. It kind of broke through the glass and it barely missed my hand, and I'm just like, oh, whoops. Good thing I have insurance. Well, back then. Oh, no, wait, I had insurance back then. That was like about a few years ago. Okay, there's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And if you have to, if there's some parts of this candle that get a little bit like whoop, it's okay. Because I'm going to show you what you do after when you get your 8 holies in this thing. Eventually. Okay, there's the last one. Okay, so now, as you can probably see like, well, that doesn't look attractive. Well, you just simply scooch it to your trash bag and dump it on out. And give it a good love tap, just like get all the pieces that didn't want to leave yet. And yeah, off it goes. So now that we got our holes in this thing, now we gotta use our botanical skills, not botany skills. Well, technically that's the same thing. Okay, so now we have our 8 holes in there. So now we gotta figure out, okay, what herbs are we gonna put in this thing? So we gotta find 8 herbs that are all about intoxicating, a little bit flirty, a little bit nasty, a little bit suggestive, intoxicating, flirtatious. You get the idea. So let's see here. Let me see what on earth I can come up with. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's one. There's 1, 2, what is this? Ooh, yep, that one. 3, and okay. Okay, I got 4 that I can think of. Well, do I use that? Actually, no, I haven't. This is oil that I'll use that instead. Okay, so I got 4 there. 4 there. Okay, we gotta get one that's a little bit nasty in there. There's 5. Okay, where is my licorice root? Okay, so there's 6. No. We're not gonna throw oregano at him. That's not what we need to use it for. And not really time. Nah. We'll go with. Fine, we'll go with that. No. That's not recommended. That actually will make someone run away in sheer terror. And where is that it? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so what I'm going to be using for this mixture is, I don't know why my intuitive side is saying, hey, check back in there one last time before you go on your hot mess of an adventure trying to, dress this thing. Okay, whatever you say, intuition. I'm not gonna put that in there because that's not the best thing to put in there. Okay, well, fine, we'll go with it. Let me get my Morty, well, not really Morty, but Pesty. And I'm gonna just go like that real quick. Okay, so now when you're gonna be putting your crushed herbs into one of those things, you don't have to add a lot. You just have to add a tiny little pinch, like here. Here's an example. This is, hold still. It's backwards, but that's Damiana. Now Damiana, boy oh boy, talk about being quite the flirtatious plant. It's very, very flirty. Still has that flirty scent. Wow. Hello, mistress. It is very nice to see you. Yep, it's still quite potent. And I mean, like the amount that I put in there, if this thing will be so kind to show it, like right there, that little tiny bit there, and there's another little piece there. Really, that's as much as you need. You don't need to get, like, you don't have to be throwing, like, all your Damiana in there. And if you're in a place in the world where they don't have Damiana growing nearby you, that's kind of, you gotta ration it out a little. Next, there's gonna be some, well, the sticker was on there, but anyway, this is juniper berry. Now, juniper berry, it's quite a motivator for a man. Just one of them love tapping berries. Just one, not more than one. And then after that, next up is going to be hibiscus. Hibiscus is a very loud and, I would have to say, loud and very ecstatic kind of a flower. And it's pretty pretty much if a flower could be lit on fire and be very bright and excited, that's hibiscus, but also very flirty. And just one little piece like that. No more, no less. Please don't. No more than that. Unless if you really want to put that much more in there. I'm also going to add... I'm just thinking about it. I just thought about this, and this probably would be ideal. I'm going to put... Ugh. Wait a minute, is that what I think it was? Oh, look at that. That was what I was looking for. Oh, well. Whatever. I'll use that in the back. Actually, I'll use that one instead. Oh yeah, I'm going to use that one instead. Because this one's not even open yet. Why waste it? I'm going to put in some safflower. And safflower is primarily only used if it's a male practitioner trying to, woozy-woo another male practitioner. I saw that. I saw you move back there in the background. You ain't slick. It was like going that way. I just looked up and I just saw something go, ooh. I bet you didn't see me. Mm-hmm. I saw you clear as day. I'm also going to add a weeny tiny little bit of corn flour. Because corn flour is also very good to help take like a working and being able to like go into somebody's subconscious much easier. That's corn flour. At least from what I've noticed. It kind of helps influence on the other side, kind of. You get what I mean. Next up is going to be, well, can't really see it because half the label got cut off. Cardamom. Cardamom is like a very playful, fiery, it's playful, fiery, sweet, but it can be a bit feisty. And just a little bit of, just one love tap of it. Don't put the whole bottle in because that's going to be like, oh, whoops. Come on. There you go. Next up is poppy seed. You're probably thinking, why poppy seed, Brendan? That's going to make them confused. Well, if somebody's intoxicated, they're kind of in a state of like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And be careful because poppy seed in these kind of containers like this, if you're not for one little, if you like dump it like that, it's going to go all in there. So we just need one ginger tap of it. Come on. Come on, honey. Unhand your seeds. I said unhand them. Milkshake. Stop trolling me. There you go. Yeesh. And next is the licorice root. Licorice root, as I've said before in other live streams, is a root that pretty much goes like, let's just do what I want to do. It's so much easier. No, just do what I want to do. It's not really confrontational, but it's like, just do it because my way's easier. But also, if it's combined with calamus root, you got the hanky and panky of all kinds of domination work and intimidating work. And listen, kid, damn it, do as I tell you to, you bloody twathead. Well, that was majestic. And yes, I like big fancy words. If you don't like it, well, I don't know what to tell you. Get your dictionary out and take notes, I guess. I don't know. I just know I work here, okay? Okay, so now we have... No, we're not going to jump out. But as you can see, we have our mixture in there. And okay, fine, I'll put that in there. Spirit is saying put some saffron in there. Whenever you put saffron in any kind of love mixture or anything regarding the feels or, trying to make someone get woozy-wooey about you, saffron pretty much quadruples and adds a lot of, put it this way. If you're doing a love spell, if you add saffron to it, you're pretty much putting nitroglycerin on it. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. It's like, okay, we're going to go from a simple 9 in power to like, holy crap, we have broke the 9,000 mark. Oh my god. Vegeta, he's over 9,000. What? In case of anybody, wanted a Dragon Ball Z reference. Oh, come on. Okay, so now we have our lovely mixture in this thing. Now there's the next and probably the most fun part. You just grab something to go smashy you onto it. And I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use... Not that. I'm just going to use this thing. So, you can actually add the intention to it before you squish it. Or after when it's all squished, you then just gently, exhale onto it the intention in your mind. Gently. Because if you go like, it's all going to go. And yeah, that's not going to be good. Or, you could be just doing it like this, and then you just say in your head, what in the heck you want this thing to do. And yes, I know. No, Brendan. You're not supposed to be speaking like that. Now's not the time for that. Don't be nasty. I don't think there's any other kind of a magical, occultist, witchy pooer. What the heck was that kid? No, not witchy pooer. But I don't think there's any other kind of a magical, occulty kind of a person that actually, does this. Goes live and then makes himself look like a dimwit in front of a live studio audience while teaching witchcraft. Oh well. Better me than, somebody who's one of them basic Hickok witches. I tried. And for goodness sakes, the Morrigan does not only like cancer signs, okay? Whoever came up with that needs an anvil dropped on their head. I said it. Go ahead. Go ahead, you teeny witches. Come at me. Bring it. Don't make me bamboozle you, because I will. It didn't even... Okay. Probably because that thing had a big tush, and it completely didn't even go down into there. So, instead, I'm going to just use this thing. Okay. Yeah, squishy. Dang, that juniper berry... Wow. That juniper berry is not having it. It's like, oh, you think you're going to squish me, huh? Huh? Milkshake. Come here, you twathead. Yeah, that berry is tough. I never have thought that, a juniper berry would be this tough to squish. Like, geesh. If only meant... No, Brendan. No. Don't. Screw it. Well, if only men's berries were this tough. What? It's funny. Don't look at me like that. And no, I don't have a script. Everything is just willy-nilly. Ah, gotcha. Okay, I finally squished the twatted. Sheesh. I can understand if you didn't want to become a flapjack, but come on, dude. It's not like you're being turned into a flapjack. So, might as well keep the engagement up, because you're probably looking at him like, okay, when is this kid gonna get on with this some more? Okay, well, here's an engagement question to make sure you guys are not going. I'm just messing. What day do you think, wow, what kind of day do you think this kind of working would be best done on? It's a kind of intoxicating, lustful, notice me, but it's also baneful. Which day do you think would be the most fitting for this? To get someone intoxicated by you. I'll give you multiple choices. I'll give you... Yeah, okay, we'll go. I'll give you 4 choices. Which one do you think would be the most fitting? And it's your opinion. A, Monday. B, Tuesday. C, Friday. Or D, Sunday. Which one do you think would be the most fitting? Which day? Kayla has her answer. Oh, good. It's good. It's funny because yeah, thank goodness. Because I'm thinking like, how come? I hope I'm not making them think like, okay, of all the things for me to spend my time with, I'm watching this kid act like a dimwit. Whatever. Tuesday for sure. I like that answer. Because actually, so far, Tuesday for sure. Now this one was kind of a bit of a trick question because depending on like if you're where you're getting your resources from, because in Vedic astrology, Monday is related to the moon, and in the Vedic astrology belief, moon is known as the most lustful, the one that mostly longs for and yearns for, and she's also because it's related to Chandra, the Hindu divine that likes to play a flute and make everybody get woozy wooed by it. Yeah. So Monday is actually one of the best days for it, yes. But also because Mars is the most like I'm gonna claim you and you're not gonna do anything about it. So lay down and prepare to get a flagpole in your tush. This land belongs to me. I don't know. I got nothing. So Tuesday is another good one. But also because since we're kind of going up with the idea of intoxication and becoming infatuated, well, what other planet is all about infatuation besides Moon? Oh, Venus, definitely. So now we have our lovely squishy. I'm gonna, well, no. So now I'm gonna gently breathe into it, like carefully, because if I blow it too hard, whoops. Okay. Now one more time. And you can, just not literally blow it, but like the amount of times that you actually like blow into it, you just keep blowing until you feel like okay, that's good enough, or you can do it 3 times. And when I'm going, I'm just breathing out easy, not too hard, because if you go too hard, it's gonna go, and then you're gonna be like, and you're gonna be infatuated with yourself, and don't be like a narcissist. Please don't. Okay, so now we have a herbal mixture thing. Well, I'm not gonna go too far because I don't want to make it a mess. So we have our mix in there, and then we're gonna just leave that there. And now we're gonna try and figure out what kind of oils are gonna go in that thing. So we have to, again, try and keep it as much with the number 8 as you can. Or if you go with like 4 oils and 4 herbs, but in this case it's not gonna work. So we gotta play some Tetris with this one. So now we gotta think of what on earth can be put in there to like be bringing in some infatuation. Well, we got lavender. There's one. Lavender would be a good one. What's in this one? Nope, too much. Lavender, wild orange. And you're probably thinking, why orange? Well, wild orange, at least based on this one, this scent, it is a little bit more zesty and a little bit more whimsical. And usually when you have people being all woozy wooey, they're kind of whimsical with their, you get the idea. Okay, so we have that. Next, let's see here. I'm also going to put in sandalwood. The sandalwood is a pretty good all-around, like uplifting amplifier. That'll work. No, not marjoram. We're not looking for an antidepressant. No, not that one. That one. What are you? Yes, that'd be a good one. Vanilla. And vanilla is a plant that's all about self-empowerment, but also is one of them flirty herbs. Not gardenia, because gardenia. Well, no, wait, that's geranium. No. We don't want to put geranium in there, because geranium will be like, look, you don't need to be woozy wooey now, mister. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jasmine, because jasmine is that kind of spiritual woozy wooing intoxicant. Not cypress. What are you? I can't even tell because the label. Oh, that's peppermint. No, not peppermint, because that's like putting TNT onto someone. And they'll be like, I see the, because guy who looks like candy to me. I don't know. I don't get how much I know. Whatever. It is what it is. Where is... No, marjoram. We don't need antidepressant. Good old vetiver. Vivi. Because vetiver is like patchouli, but, you know, vetiver kind of pierces through defenses if there's any. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sassy, feisty cassia. And now, last but not least, one more. One more to go with this big hot mess of a oily. Not Bergamot. Bergamot's a little bit wonky. Well, it's not wonky, it's just that it would make this thing be like, why are we getting a little bit too sour with this? We don't want sour, we want forever, that's gonna sound weird if I do that, but go with it. We forever want to just keep being, you know, licking this, well, not really licking a person, because that would probably lead to somebody calling the police. So I'm gonna just go with, wait a minute, what are you? Oh, no, never mind. Instead, I'll just go with patchouli. Because patchouli is a plant that's kind of like the sign of Scorpio. It's either all the way in, yes, or all the way nope. It's either get woozy wooed or a scoochie doo. What the heck was that, kid? Okay, so now we have this thing. It's better to put the oils in first, because when you put the oils in, the herbs will actually be able to stick and actually be able to easily go in there. And now that I'm thinking about, you know, poking this thing like a child wanting to get his mother's attention to buy him some more candy since he already ate 50 bars of chocolate. Let me find you something to go... What the heck was that? I know what that wasn't. It wasn't my stomach. It's probably one of them astral spirits laughing at me like, oh, he's such a fool. Mm-hmm. That's what they always say, and then I'm the one laughing at them. There we go. Majestic. Okay, so. What you can do, you can definitely most sincerely, of course, put 8 drops in each one of these holes. But the thing is, if you're going to be putting 8 drops of each oil, this thing is probably going to be more oily than, you know, one of them bodybuilder guys, you know, getting, you know, woozy wooed at because of his big muscles, and he's, yeah, being fandom over because of how big his biceps are. We don't want that to be on the candle like that. So we're just going to go down the line like a conga line, not like inviting King Paimon into this. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 drop of each one. Try to. If you add more than 1, it's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So first up is going to be wild orange. Anything that's an orange, wild orange, orange peel, any orange at all, no matter what kind of part of the orange it is. What the heck, kid? Orange is essentially the plant that pretty much is like best used for Blockbuster, and also the good the best one to have as like the plant that motivates everybody else. It's also good for road opening. But when it comes to road opener and Blockbuster or the TNT kind of working, road opener kind of is like, you know, Moses parting the Red Sea, be like, open the gates! Yeah. Well, Blockbuster is like throwing a TNT stick at it. Be like, that's it, just blow it up. And there's a difference. Road opener just opens the way. TNT says, okay, screw it. We've tried doing it the nice way, but now we're going to throw the TNT stick at it. And then, yes, you would want to use them at different times for different reasons. Because road opener may be too gentle for someone that needs Blockbuster, and Blockbuster might actually overkill what you're trying to gently open up. Lavender, well, lavender is one of them lulling plants that's like, I'm just so at peace. And that's actually one of the ideas for having somebody get, intoxicated. Being lulled, like, not LOL lulled. Somebody being lulled is easier to influence. Excuse me, my good sir, would you get that thing in between your legs and stop going, please? We've been through this before. It's not attractive. You might want to get you know, a doctor's advice on that one. Doctor, I don't know why this thing in between my legs is going nonstop. Well, if you get off of it, I swear, if the jokes I'm saying are funny, it would be very beneficial. Otherwise, I'll just actually it'd be really beneficial if you guys just let me know if the jokes are funny or they're just like, kid, are you nervous? Maybe. Who's asking? Oh, that's nice. But yeah, I'm actually kind of serious. If the jokes are funny, let me know. If they're not funny, well, I'll try and figure out something more hysterical, I guess. And when you have the oil in there, make what I'm doing is I'm actually like turning it like this. That way, all the oil goes down into all the holes, and it just gets all over the thing. That way, I don't have to go like, you know, get my finger out. Oh man, oh that's nasty, nasty. That's a no-no. Next, sandalwood. Sandalwood is pretty much one of the. Okay, goody. Thanks, Kayla. Thank you for being the moral support. What kind of chocolate do you want? Russell Stevenson? You want Russell Stevenson? The $60 kind? Okay. Well, you know what they say. Don't tell the queen no. Come on. Drip. Yeesh, you're like an IV fluid distributor. Come on, honey bear. Unhanded. Drop. 30 years later. Wow. By the time this thing drops, I'll have my pension. Oh. I hate these bottles when they do that. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna go. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, psych. 20 drops. Dark chocolate? Whiskey? Who wants whiskey? Okay, whiskey it is then. Well, I'm kind of like somebody who prefers vodka. The real kind, not the, you know, not the imposter vodka. Because real vodka is supposed to cleanse your palate, just like, okay, we're ready to go for our next dip. And it shouldn't be like a to the face. That's not the intention of it. It's supposed to cleanse the palate for the next course of the meal of the night. Don't be spitting wax at me. That's not nice. Okay. Next, vanilla. Like what I've said earlier, vanilla is a very empowering plant and a very empowering herb. You can actually just use the vanilla bean and just cut off a tiny little tip of it. Just a tiny bit. And you're going to add 1 drop, but if you have a vanilla bean, just cut off like a tiny bit. Don't put the whole thing in. Don't put the whole thing in there. Don't put the whole bean in there because you just done wasted a whole vanilla bean. And the good thing with vanilla essential oil, if you don't have just the essential oil, you can use vanilla extract, but just make sure you don't use too much because it does have alcohol in it. So the good thing also when using vanilla extract, since it is vanilla with alcohol, be careful. You just put a little bit of it on your finger, like the bottle, and then you just simply just put it and just tap the wax. Because if you light alcohol on fire, we all know what happens. Oh my lord, Lanta. Didn't know this witch was a pyromancer. Just gonna let that, hopefully, come on guys, go down that way. Just gonna let it just flow. Before you know I turn 53. Why 53? And that, whoa. This smells a little too dangerous, and I like how my nose is already in and the wick is almost up my nose. Next is cassia. Now cassia, you know like the cinnamon sticks that are supposedly supposed to be cinnamon sticks? Yeah, that's not cinnamon stick, that's cassia. Cassia is like cinnamon, but cassia is a little bit sweeter and a little bit nicer. Cinnamon is a feisty, fiery little meanie head. But then again, cinnamon is you pretty much can be used for anything. It's one of them staple herbs like lavender, basil, and crap, what's the other one? Rosemary. Rosemary does what she pleases. Don't tell her no. But when it comes to flowers, rose is pretty much the most potent flower out of all of them because rose has this quality to it in its genetic material. Well, not genetic material, but like its molecular cellular compound that pretty much allows it to be very adaptable. And whenever you intake rose, like you consume it, like drink rose water or eat the rosy hips, that sounded weird. Don't eat Rosie O'Donnell's hips, because if you do, I don't know what's going to happen to you. You've been warned. But for real, when you consume like rose petal or drink rose water, what it does, rose actually goes in, and whatever vitamins, nutrients, and minerals your body's lacking, it'll help adjust and balance it all out. So pretty much it's like your mineral vitamin nurse that can pretty much do whatever needs to be done. Okay, this thing is starting to become a bit of a terror, and I'm kind of concerning, the poor individual about to get hit with this thing after it's done. Oh well. Next up is Vivi. I call him Vivi, but Vetiver. Vetiver is like, best put it, think of like Patchouli, but a little bit more calmer. But Vetiver, because of how deep the roots go, you can kind of say that Vetiver can like pierce through the defenses and the, how to say, the resistances of people. But because also vetiver for some reason is also one of them, you know, man-to-man plants for some reason because of its bit of a musky scent to it. One drop. Thank you. That's it. No more. Enough. Sheesh. This thing is starting to look like a. Well, not really. This thing is starting to become as oily as a bodybuilder getting woozy wooed at in a competition. It is definitely not air blown muscles. Hey, you know what? It's not my fault they look like they're fake air blown. And while I'm thinking about it, another thing you can also do when you're piercing through the candle, if you have a quartz crystal like this, a clear quartz, or whatever kind of stone with the same intention that you're going, that kind of supports the intention that you're making this lovely waxy apparatus for, what you can do, you can take a piece of quartz, charge the quartz with your dominant hand, put your intention into your hand, into the quartz, and then what you can do when this thing's all finished and set, you just find a nice little indent to stick this thing in, and then you just stuff, well, not really stuff it, but you pretty much just plop it in there. Well, it would go deeper, but this thing has a bit of some extra room, if you know what I mean, so it's not really going to fit, but you get the idea. Right, oh here, this'll, well, no twerking allowed in my classroom. Don't you be twerking. But essentially, kind of like how it's sitting in there and it's pierced into the wax. Yeah. When it's pierced into the wax, the intention is actually going into the candle is actually bringing that intention into it. But now this quartz crystal is now oily and waxy. Oh, it's being like one of them bodybuilding crystals. Like, oh, look at this one. Ooh, aren't you just charged and majestic? Little clear, rock solid thing. Jasmine. Probably like the only flower that I have a big fandom for. Just kidding. And I don't know why that bottle is so hard to open. And yes, I use my teeth. Go ahead. Somebody play Lady Gaga's teeth song. Go ahead. Show me your teeth. No. It was a joke. Don't do it. I don't know if one of you is Melina from Mortal Kombat. I don't know. Are you going to drip or are you just going to make me, There you go. Majestic. Kind of surprised I didn't get any on my shorts. Okay, so now we're going to just let all that just oily just go rolling up into the abyss of this candle. Hopefully it went. Okay, it did. Okay, come on. Just keep flowing. Just that was not supposed to be. Just keep flowing. Just keep. Come on. A little faster, honey. Sheesh. You're moving as fast as the IRS giving out them stimulus checks. Come on, guys. Hurry up. You're a little bit late. Oh, come on, IRS. I mean, you're kind of a bit pushy getting money from us, so turnabout is fair play. Come on. There you go. Oh my gosh, I think I made a monster. And last but not least, the last nail in the coffin. You're probably like, finally, good God. Is patchouli. Like what I said earlier, patchouli is a really grounding, and it also legitimately smells like dirt. But patchouli is a plant that can be lustful or like, nope, not feeling it. Scram. And also, if you're doing any kind of, I don't like to say this, but I gotta say facts. If you're doing any working with the dead or necromancy work, patchouli can be used as a substitute for graveyard dirt because it smells like dirt. And I kind of prefer to use that anyway because you're not going into somebody's grave and be like, hey, I'm gonna be, asking you if I could have some of your dirt, please. I'll buy you chocolate, even though that probably might not be ideal. I mean, you can, but just make sure it's the high class. Oh my gosh, this thing. All I gotta say is it stinks to be that guy. Getting hit by this, okay. So now we have our oily, waxy hot mess. And now we're gonna, well, if we don't have a fall out of the thingy, more pesty, okay, we're gonna take our crushed herbs and pretty much, I just had an urge just to re-intensionize it. Okay. And now we're gonna be very careful not to put too much in it. Watch the whole thing just go like, into it. Oh, my luck, that's probably what's gonna happen. And now we're gonna go, come on. It's just like baby pup is trying to be like, oh, what's out here? Whoop. Like they're kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Just jump. Make sure you do a flip, guys. Make me proud. You're not gonna get burnt yet. Just get out of there. Come on, honey. Or up again. You see? They all decided to go at once. That's screw it. Okay, come on. You too, Harold. There you go. Okay, and now you're definitely not gonna leave the candle like that, because if we do, whoops. So now we're gonna be doing it, giving it some good love tapping. So then I just take like if I'm just karate chopping, but just make sure you don't hit it too hard that everything in there goes. Just give it a bit of a good whack on the sides, just to even it all out. And if you happen to have one of those pieces of the mix that's honking and it's going like ooh all over, you take something like this, and then you just find it and be like, hey, you think you're slick, huh? Just poke it into one of the holes. No, get in there, good boy. Stay. If you don't stay, you're gonna wish you did. And then just stuff the rest of it all in there. Make sure that there is nothing fangirling at the wick. Or pretty much there's no herbs on the wick. Because if you have herbs on the wick, it's not going to burn good. Well, it will burn good. It'll burn really good at first, and then as time goes on, it's going to be like, the poor wick's getting strangled to death. And we don't want the wick to get strangled because that's like, killing the messenger before you even send off the message. We don't want that. Well, unless if you're Leonidas from 300, and you kick the poor guy down the well. No well kicking. Seriously, why you gotta push him into the pit of death? It's because it's the pit of death. But really, the pit of death every time? Yes. Okay. So, feel free to. There. Okie doke. So now that is like what it looks like. That looks so much better than it was like. So technically, it does have the herbs and oils in it, but we're going to be taking another extra little step. And probably this is where people are going to be like, wait a minute, I don't think you should be putting that in there. No, I'm not going to be putting my face in there. Come on, use your head. Why would I put my face in this thing? This isn't Jackass Witch Edition. Please no. That's not the idea. Okay, whatever you say, fine, I will do that. Fine, I will. Like there's not enough of that stuff in here already. But okay. If we use that one. Oh, okay. If you insist. Do you want fries with that? Hope you like them curly because that's the only kind I make. Not that one. No. Okay, I know they're... You, get out of there. You're not supposed to be in that sector. Okay, fine. Any others you want to put in there? One more? Fine. I don't know why Spirit was like, hey, kid, guess what you're gonna put in there? What? This? Okay. Okay. Okay, after this, no more oil stuff, okay? Because I think this thing is probably gonna be like, you know, two guys covered in oil having a oil fight in the mud bath or something, I don't know. So, also, if you, preferably too, you can use primarily just essential oils, or if you want to just use crushed herbs, that's a-okay. But if you're going to be using crushed herbs, I would suggest putting in an intention oil alongside of it. And one of the things that I like to do, and I'm kind of surprised that people don't do this, because it's kind of like supporting the overall work. Like you're having one aspect conjoin another aspect, and they're all going hand in hand. You'd be like, why are we doing this to help this person? I think he just threw all this stuff in this candle just for woozy woos. But anyway, so I'm gonna be putting in a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why 5, but we'll go with it. 5 other intention oils to go with this. So the first one I'm being, told to, put in it is snake oil. You're probably thinking, but snake oil, isn't that going to poison them? Well, possibly. Well, because you know what they say, malefic work, you might have to be a little bit not so nice. But the thing with snake oil, it all depends on how you want to use it. Because the snake is an animal that is it's able to flow and have grace and poise. And because it is an animal that can actually move in a very um, entrancing way, like the way it moves can be entrancing and intoxicating and, nasty seductive. It'll actually go with this to kind of like help entrance and also intimidate. So why the heck not? A little bit, not all of it. One drop. Come on now. Perfect. One drop, no more, no less, no more, please. But you can also use snake oil for doing any kind of like cut and clear mending work. Okay, so first we have the snake oil in there, and I don't know why I'm being told put all the, intimidating do as I say, you dumb twathead oils first. Next one's a man dominator because, well, nothing says listen boy like man dominator. Whatever. One drop. Come on. Or, you could completely miss the glass and get it on my pant leg. Splendid. Oh well. You know what they say about dominating pants? There is none. And this one is the ever so oh Lord Lanta, the bend over. Bend over is meant to pretty much make someone become like, oh, I'll just do what you say, please. Let's just do it your way, because I don't want to make you upset. So yes, it can be used in a way that's like intimidating someone to do as you like and make them kind of be subservient. And if you want to be one of those very, nasty kind, yes, this is one of them oils that you want to use in BDSM play. Don't ask me how I know that, I just know that, okay? Just nod your head and say, okay, I get it. No, I'm not going to demonstrate that. I am not going to do that. Because even I have no idea what I'm doing with it. I don't even know how to even do it. Besides, how is that pleasurable being put in pain like that? It's like masochists are really interesting creatures. That's all I can say. And we're all ladies here, calm down. It's not like you haven't heard that before. But if you haven't heard it before and this is your first time hearing it, well, you're bound to hear it sometime. Okay, then after the man dominator, the bend over, and the snaky, we're now going to put in the bewitching. Bewitching is pretty much like captivating or look me over or notice me, dummy. And it still has that very alluring scent to it. Wow. I've had this oil mix for a while. 30 years later. Yeah, oh yeah, that's royal almond oil. If it'll drip, come on. Congratulations, I'm 100 years old. That was from The Proposal. If anybody remembers that movie with Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds, and Betty White, why'd you fake being dead? Well, that was the only way I can get you two to shut up. Well, that's funny. Okay. Last but not least, this one is a Follow Me Boy. But this one, I kind of changed what was like the base for it. Oh my gosh. That smells like Starburst. I'm not even kidding. This smells like Starburst. Dang. One simply does not, have a Follow Me Boy mixture that smells like Starburst. Or you know what they say, the best way to get, a guy's attention is to throw Starburst at him. So I guess we just douse him in this. Now, that's a theory. Don't try and test that in real life. It may not work as planned. Your mileage will probably go in the negative zone if you try that. Okay, so now we have all that mixtures of snake oil for intoxicating and also kind of being the one that pretty much does the striking blow with this. Then we have Man Dominator, the Intimidator, and kind of focusing, with one of them creatures with the sausages between his legs, to be a little bit more compliant. A bend over to make it an extra, do it. And Bewitching to kind of add a little bit more, can't stop looking at, insert whoever this person is. And then the Follow Me Boy to make it be like, can't stop looking, can't stop following. Yeah. And oh my lord. I think whoever's gonna get hit with this, they're gonna be thinking like, why in the heck do I have to feel like I had to be fanboying at someone? Why is it him? I don't know, but I'm gonna keep going with it. So now we have this thing all oiled up, all planted up. We're gonna add one last thing into this thing. Actually, now we're gonna add two more things into this. You're probably thinking, two more? This is all this just to make one of these jar candle things be dressed and ready? Mm-hmm. This is how I do it. It is a long process, okay? Next thing I'm gonna add in here, and this one might be making people think, why? Why are you gonna put that in there? Later. Depending on what color though. In this kind of working, you would want to use something like pink, but you already got pink. I like to add different colors to it. So I'm going to be adding purple. Does anybody know why purple? Because there's two answers I'm looking for. Does anybody know what the color purple is meant for in using it in color magic or magic all in general? Well, it is purple. And if my grandmother's watching this, remember that poem Grandma wrote? Meh, purple. Yeah. Well, this is the perfect time to, quote that. Okay. But does anybody know why I would be putting the color purple in here? Give me your best guess. Because I'm looking for two potential answers. Come on, a little bit more. Honey, you barely even gave me any of that. There you go. Okay, now you're giving too much. Too much of the glitter. Because glitter is also known as the thing that's like, oh, you're never getting rid of me now. Because I'm all over the bloody place. And now we're going to just go whoopie whoop. Is anybody taking a guess why purple? Why am I using the color purple? Does anybody have any guesses? That was a serious question. Because I do have green, I do have blue, I do have pinky, but I don't like using the same color more than once. Well, purple, I can definitely see the devotion part and the responsibility side, because purple is a Saturnian color, believe it or not. But purple, believe it or not, purple is also the color for domination, authority, royalty, and empowerment, and also self-awareness and strength. It's also a empowering color. But also, believe it or not, purple is actually one of the colors used for doing any kind of magic that involves the same gender. Specifically, purple is actually the one that we use for man to man, if you want to go that way. But when in doubt, always use pink. Well, go figure. But for women, you'd be probably looking at using either orange or green. But when in doubt, always use pinky, because you can't go wrong with pinky or white. But then again, white can do anything you want. You just gotta tell it what it's supposed to do. Otherwise, it'll be like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna go amplify instead. Okay. That's the good thing about white and clear colored stuff. When in doubt, I'm just gonna motivate everybody by screaming at the top of my lungs. Okay. Good job, Claire. So now we got our thing. Unhand it. Get off the metal apparatus, you. You doofus. Thank you. Splendid. Okay. So now, long last, this thing has almost all the things in there. I was about to say, and long last, we're done. Not yet. Because now, since this is a work, I'm going to be targeting somebody, we have to get a personal concern. What's a personal concern? Okay. There are numerous ways you can actually use a personal concern and actually link the target to this thing. You can use any of the following, and I'm dead serious. You can use nail clippings, if you want to be really up in the grill about that. You can use hair. You can use the butt of a like the filter part of a cigarette where they've been sucking the nasty stuff out of. You just get that. You just rip off and you just break off pieces of the oil filter because their DNA is on that. And if you rip it up into pieces, you just need a tiny bit and go into it. You can also use dirt from like one of their footprints, but that's like a really, not really the most ideal way of getting a personal concern with that. You can also use, let's see here. You can also use, well, if you happen to have blood, you can use that too. But if you're wanting to add your own blood to this is adding your life essence into that. So it does give it a bit of a like, okay, I'm now putting my energy all together as my being into this. But the thing you got to keep in mind though, when you're putting in any kind of blood with any kind of magic like at all, if this thing is burning and if you're not feeling the best in your energy, it's gonna affect this because the blood that's yours is being tied into the working, and if your energy is low, this thing's gonna get weakened. That's the thing that people don't talk about with blood magic, because when you put your life essence in this thing, if it's not in a good state, it's gonna bring it down. But if you're in a good, positive, strong state and you're doing as you please and you're in Lilith mode, perfect, honey. This thing is gonna hit like getting hit in the face with 50 spears at once. And like what I've said before, you can most definitely put in a quartz crystal like that and just have it sitting there for the whole time, just to add some more amp to it. You don't have to, but it's optional. So now, probably the part that is going to make people be like, oh my lord, Lanta Brendan, what are you putting in there? Shh. It's top secret, okay? So now, personal concern wise, the other kind of personal concern you can put in here, actually I'm going to give you another one because, I'm just so giving. I'm like Oprah Winfrey, but, a witch instead. And, I don't have a talk show. Another way that you can do personal concern is, them fluids, like them, oh, that's nasty fluid. And we're talking stuff like menstrual blood. Yeah, so what? We're all ladies here, so what? Deal with it. Yes, you got that. You can also use, crap, what else are we going to put in there? You can also use, okay, we're going to go with this. Man juice. Because the advantages of using those fluids, well, I'm going to tell you right now. You can't get that wrong, universe. You know precisely. Hey, that wasn't very nice. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm going to check to see. Okay, my phone is still. Stop it. Bloody twathead. I know, I just love insulting stupid things like that. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by, my phone saying, I'm gonna die. Good. Completely useless. No, I'm just messing. So, as I was saying, man juice and menstrual blood and all that lovely stuff. The advantages of using those is, again, because you're making the working become like, there is no way this thing's gonna miss. And, get the wrong person with this thing. So, what you would do is simply just put it, like, on the wick. If you're using the Juicy Juice. We're all ladies here, calm down. Don't look at me like that. Don't you be looking at me like, well, Brendan, how the heck did you get that? Shh. Just stop asking questions. Just go with it. If you're not going to go with it, well, too bad. Go with it. Don't be looking at me like that, like thinking, I think we're going to go and subscribe now. It's okay. It's not the first time somebody was like, I don't think he's going to be doing the thing he's supposed to be doing with that thing. I am. I'm not that new here. Okay, now. And now the last piece of this hot mess candle. How long have I been live? 76 minutes. 76 minutes to prepare this thing. Oh, it's okay. All that watch time though. I'm not complaining. Okay. So now, when you're doing your like the candle and stuff like that, you also remember, keep this in mind. The glass, you can imbue in the glass. And you know what I like to do with the glass? I like to do this. No, we're not gonna make the glass bend over because that's gonna make it become vulnerable. Then again, what else is gonna become vulnerable if you hit it with bend over oil? We're gonna plop some of that in there. Sit. Okay, you're not gonna sit, so there you go. We're gonna plop that one in there, and we're gonna plop in. Oh, just sat down, making me get up and move around again. We're gonna add that one with a little bit of. Oh, where'd it go? Where is that? Oh, there it is. We're gonna add a little bit of that to it on the glass. And now we're gonna try our very best not to make it look nasty and suggestive. But if it happens to be like that, oh well. Hey, it could be worse, okay? It could be like, what they do with, man or whatever. So, what I'm gonna put on this thing is a regular blessing oil, like a standard recipe mix. But you're thinking, but why are you gonna put that on the glass? Simple. Because the glass, believe it or not, is all four elements: fire, earth, air, and water. Because glass is made from all those components. So what you're doing is you're imbuing all the elements together, technically. So what you're gonna do is just bring it up like that. So now you're pretty much empowering the glass to further empower and charge the working. But I'm not stopping there. Yep, I just had to bring Billy Mays into this. I'm sorry. So what? It's not like, you didn't like him anyway. Yeah, I know his commercials were annoying sometimes. So what? He was always happy, okay? So we're going to add that. And now we're also going to add... Give it a... Wait. There we go. Wake it up a little bit. We're also going to add protection oil to it. But why protection oil? You already put blessing on that thing. Don't you think you put enough on that candle? One simply does not put everything he has onto one piece of glass with wax in it. So protection oil, again, just like how you put on the blessing oil and just move it upward. But why are you putting protection oil on that? Simple, because the glass, not only is it all four elements, but glass is also, obviously, unless if you dye it, which is kind of like different, but this kind of a glass is see-through, it's clear, and is able to actually take in the intent. So we're adding in intention of blessing and empowering and also protection. So now this candle, whenever it gets lit and activated and on its merry way, it'll protect itself, and it'll empower itself, and it'll take care of itself. So that way I don't have to be all like, you're being good? You're not burning right. Don't make me hit you. There you go. Yeah, I don't have to do that. Because it's already protected and the whatnot. So now, the last part. Well, not really the last part, because there's one final step. You're probably thinking, oh, can we go home? This class has been like 3 hours, dude. Deal with it. So, the last step is now we're going to be adding sigils onto it, symbols on it, planetary symbols if you would like to, and oh crap, I completely forgot about the other thing. When, like, the personal concern thing too, if you cannot get any part of, like, well, that's gonna sound so bad. If you can't get any part of their body, anything from their finger, their toesies, their tongue, their face, if you can't get any of that, here's an alternative. Here's what you do. What you do on any paper, but then again, if you want to be technical and buy the book, and like how it was back in, back in my days, we just used this kind of paper. That's all we got. Saturn's Day. You would use parchment paper if you want to be technical. But still, what you would do is if you don't know the person's date of birth, if you don't, well, this is going to be weird if you don't know their date of birth or their name. But say if you're trying to influence someone that just agitates you and you cannot get away from them, and you don't know their date of birth, but you know their name, what you would do is you would write out their full name, and then underneath it, in one long sentence, you would describe this individual, what they look like, and describe them as best as you can in one sentence. And I say one sentence because what you're going to do is you're going to write that same sentence about Alfredo Twathead. I had to think of something. And now you're in the description, you're going to write that same thing 9 times on 9 slips of paper. Splendid. You got your slippies? Okay. You get something that is heat resistant. And then what you do, you take all the strips of paper with Alberto Twathead on it and the description of him. Pretty much what you do is you just grab a pair of tongs or a pair of scissors. You light that thing. And then you just drop it in something that's heat resistant. So that way it'll just go, turn to ash. Next, same thing again and again until all the strips of paper are now returned to ash. So then what you got there is spirit powder. What that spirit powder does, it pretty much essentially becomes the essence of Alfredo Twathead. So wherever you're going to do magic or working that involves Alfredo Twathead, if you want to target him, there's your personal concern right there, right then and there. And if you want to be technical, if you'd like, what you can do, if you want to do like even some more dominating, intimidating, do as I say, damage working, you can take the spirit powder and then just wipe the bottom of your foot with it and stomp 4 times. That way, every step you take, you're going right on their head. Yep. People are really surprised that the amount of stuff I know regarding the woozy woo witchy stuff. It's vast. So now. So let's see here. When it comes to making a sigil in this kind of a working, we want to have working symbols that kind of are the ideas of captivating. So let's see here. We want to do something that's a bit like inviting and flirty. So we're probably going to be putting something like let's do this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw. Well, because let's just say for an example, if I was like doing the working for myself, I would be using something like that. The 2 male symbol for an example. But if it's the other way around, well, nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's pretty good if I show you that anyway. What you would do, you would actually have the 2 circles in like that, and they're kind of intertwining together, and then you make it like a double Venus symbol like that. Or if you want to be creative, you can do it this way, which to me makes sense. You could also do it like that. Or, if you really want to do it the other way too, if you want to be really whimsical, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with being whimsical. For the male, you can even do it like that. I know. It's probably like, Brendan, they're not even pointing the same direction. Shh, just go with it. That's an example, but say we're going to be trying to add like planetary influence on this. Well, our contenders we have Mars, we also have Moon, So depending on now the direction of you actually making the moon symbol, depending if it's a full moon they're gonna put on there or like a crescent moon, depending on which way the crescent's going, that does something. So like if you're gonna be putting a full moon, like a complete circle on there, just make sure you actually put in some kind of indication that you know it's a full moon. Because if it's just a circle, you're like, I completely forgot what that circle's about. And also the sun symbol too. It's tiny, but it has a circle and then it has a dot in the middle. That's the sun symbol. But for the moon, if you have the moon going in like this way, like the curve is going, that is a horrible moon. But you have like the curve going this way from it's going like, oh crap, I'm gonna try and do this right. Left to right, that's the moon getting bigger. But now if it's the moon going the other way, like that, well, that looks like a retarded banana, but we're gonna go with it. But you have the moon going the opposing way, this one, the other way, that's moon getting smaller. So when moon is going the other way, getting bigger, that's kind of like the more emotional security, stability, and sense of security. The other way, the one that's a bit waning and going the opposing way, that one is your more nasty moon, lustful, dirty moon. Yeah, that's that one. We'll also put in the symbol for Venus on there. And because since we have the number 8 going in on that, I'm also going to consider having the Saturn sigil. We're going to be putting all these symbols in like what's that called? Brainstorming all these symbols. And then we're going to play, like yay or nay with them. And then we're just going to go from there and make a big hot mess of a sigil. So and if you also know any symbols based on for like a certain deity, like if you have a deity from Hecate, Lilith, or I just forgot her name. But essentially, any deity that you have like their special symbol, like for an example, if I was going to put Hellenes working, which would probably not be the best idea, I would put Hologos, which is looks like an H, but the line in the middle is going. I would also put that on there. But primarily, what I like to do with putting sigils on them is you just do it like if you're doing chaos magic. You just make a symbol on the fly with an intention sentence, and then you just build it from there. But with me, I like doing a twist. So now I'm just going to make up the intent real quick off the top of my head. Okay, so I have my intention down there. What I'm going to do is put all the vowels in there to get out of my life. Not being sexist, okay? I'm the complete opposite of that. In fact, I'm kind of like rebellious against my own gender. So what? Deal with it. It's funny, okay? So then after we got all that, we're going to bring all the consonants out of there, including Y. Y is a consonant. It's not one of them ones that think, well, sometimes I'm a vowel. No, you're not. You ain't slick, dude. Close, but not quite. B, what? B, okay, that's M. Okay, there's Y. What? E, N. Okay, I have that. Need that. And then the G. Got the K. So now we got our conga line of consonants down there. So now, since, I'm somebody that likes to be extra fancy, we're going to count how many words there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we're going to write the number 9 too, and then N-I-N-E, but we don't need that. And now we're going to also incorporate the number 9 into this too. You know what? What I'm going to do, I'm going to just... let's see. I'm going to just cross out one more word. So that way we still have 8. So now we're going to put the number 8 again. That way we're just keeping the number 8 going. Now we're going to write out 8. Going to get rid of the EI and have the GHT. Okay, so I guess I could keep the G. But we're also going to incorporate the number G, the letter G that was already there, but also the number 8. And whenever I have a number like that, I write it out anyway and then add those letters into it. So now we get to make our monstrosity. So here we go. Okay. And the best part of this all, you can make this as fancy as you like. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to look like one of the sigils from the Goetia, okay? Just let it flow. Let it flow, let it flow. Stop singing Frozen. It was cute the first time, Brendan. Now just stop it. It has to die now. Just let it go, you bloody twathead. Okay. And now we're gonna go like that. Come on. Okay, get that out of my life. Okay, we're gonna have you go like this. No, you went backwards, you dummy. Oh well, it is what it is. Oh, perfect. Never mind. You're not a dummy. You're absolved, okay? And now you look like an X. And who cares? Okay. Go one. Okay. Wow. That was like a hot mess. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have you go like this. Just go with it, dude. Thank you. Now we're gonna. What the heck did I just make? Oh well. It is what it is. Okay, we're gonna have him go there. And now we're gonna have you. Actually, there is no you. Then we're gonna go like that. Oh, that is just swale. Perfecto. Kind of. Go like that. There's the T. Oh, wow. I know, I'm probably making this a little bit too over the top crazy. But anyway, so the hot mess thing I made. So this is what it looks like. Oh man, I should be an artist. There's the intention sigil for it. There we go. It actually doesn't look that bad, but you know, it kind of looks like a hung. Not hung, you dirty nasty. It kind of looks like. It kind of looks like the number 8 is being hung and is being like a bag in the wind. I don't care. So now, there's 2 ways to go about this. There's the way you can just simply cut out the sigil and then just slap it on there with some tape. Or if you're like me, that likes to, you know, make things a little bit too complicated because, Brendan, you're too much of a tryhard. You can take a Sharpie or tape, and then you just draw it on the tape, or you actually draw it on the glass of the candle and then you put tape over it, like so. But first we gotta put this thing on there. So now we're gonna go straight down like that. Then we're gonna go like this. Please hold while I try my very best not to critically fail at this. You know, like how they do in Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, perception check, critical fail. You do not realize that you almost got hit in the face by a, you know, like an angry soccer mom. You couldn't dodge the soccer mom's attack. So sorry, you got critical fail, so now the attack that she did to you does quadruple damage for whatever reason. Why are you talking about a soccer mom kid? Why? I don't know. I just work here, okay? Okay, we're gonna go straight down like that. And now we're gonna go like this. Then we're gonna go like that. Even though that kind of does not look like how it's supposed to, but we'll deal with it. Okay, now we're gonna go whoop, and now we're gonna go alley up that way, and then like this, then right across the way. This one probably may not need to wait. Oh, it actually will work on this. Good, I don't have to waste tape. But now you see, now that that's on there, pretty much all you have to do is activate the sigil. And that was majestic and classy. There's numerous ways you can activate the sigil. Don't burn it. Because when you burn it, it's like, well, it's disintegrated and it's gone. Instead, just like how you cleanse the candle, or pretty much when you charge the candle by putting the intention in it, but after when all this is done, what you can do, okay, here we go. You can simply have the intention in your head, big deep breath, and then when you exhale, exhale the whole intention on your breath onto the sigil, like so. Focus on it. And blow it down like the wolf blowing down the piggies' houses. And make sure you have the intention and you're visualizing it coming out of your mouth. That sounds so bad. You can also take an intention oil and then just coat the thing and go like the dice pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right in the center. You can do that. I would not suggest, putting this over a candle flame and going because it might catch fire and you're like, well, there went that work. You can also activate it by just having a clear quartz piece or a wand or any kind of stone that you can actually direct your energy to, and then just simply trace the sigil that way. Or you can just do a simple you can have like the crystal, push it in with your dominant hand, and then gently push into it. And when you're pushing into it, you're visualizing you're pushing energy into it to make it alive, like Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. No, it's Frederick Frankenstein. What? If anybody's seen Young Frankenstein, you'd get that reference. So now that the sigil's activated, this thing's activated. The sigil on this thing's activated. But you know how Brendan is. I don't like stopping there. God, kid, shut up already. I know. It's torturous, I know. So now when you also have this thing being linked to somebody or you're targeting someone, it helps to put their date of birth initials. Or if you want to actually include other symbols on this, which I'm going to put on this thing, I'm going to put one more that was given to me by a friend of mine, because usually whenever this symbol is on one of the workings somebody's doing, it's like, okay, we're getting serious here. Now we're going to go up just like that, and every time I'm going to go up like that, I always mess it up that way. Oh well. Hecate, humor me, why don't you? Granted. Okay, so like you have another symbol down there. But now say, like if I wanted to actually put somebody's, credentials, well not credentials, that sounds weird. But if I want to kind of make it more specifically focus on someone, just as simple initials. And if they're like a junior or senior or anything like that, make sure you include that too, because so that way you're not going and you're missing any potential whoopsie. And then the date of birth, whatever it is, I'm just going to put 12/2/1990. Forget it. You don't have to put 1992 or 1993. The whole birth year, you can just put 92/70, whatever it is, and put it at the bottom. And if you want to be extra fancy, you can actually put in like their astrology placements. Like for an example, say like this individual is like a Aries sun. What you would do is you actually draw like the symbol for Aries onto this thing. In this case, I don't know why I'm being pushed to put Taurus, so I'm going to put Taurus. And then you're going to go like this. And if you know their moon sign, then you would also put that on there too. I don't know why I'm going to just put the symbol for Sagittarius on here. We'll put that too. And then if you know their ascendant sign, if you're really lucky, you can put that on there too. I think why the heck am I going to put that on there? Okay. Whatever you say, intuition. I get kind of confused that the Scorpio symbol looks like the Virgo symbol in some way. Oh well, it is what it is. So anyway, so now you have this thing all sharpied up and intentioned up. And yet, at long last, the last step before flaming it. So now you have, okay, this thing is really pressing me buttons, so I'm gonna just stuff it in there. Kind of like the Grinch stuffing the tree up the chimney. I must stop Christmas from, no, okay. So, okay, so now we have to pretty much bless it. Now, when blessing it, there's, from at least from what I learned from my friend Tamita, she said what you would do is you would put one hand like this underneath it. Well, you don't have to put it underneath like you just grip it like this. But if you have like your things marked on there, make sure you put tape over that way you don't be like, "Rip, now it's on me hands." Majestic. Put your hand over the top, and if you happen to watch the Man Show, but that's kind of vulgar. You know, like when they go ziggy zaggy ziggy, whatever the heck. Yeah, it's kind of like that, except you're not drinking this. Don't drink this. That's not recommended. Hand over the top. You put it like on the table or flat hard surface you're working on. But if you're working on this with just your knee, well, don't hit too hard with your knee. Hand over the top, eyes closed, and then you knock it on the surface where it's sitting 3 times. Not gonna do this on my knee, that's gonna hurt. So we're gonna just go 1, 2, 3. And then it's blessed, is ready to get flaming. So when you light this thing, like you have your lighter, it's okay to light this thing with a lighter. Don't be all like, well, it was lit with gas. So what? It's a fire. It's still flaming. Let it burn. Well, be mindful though. So then you just, when you're lighting it, just say the intention again. Focus on the sigil, and then as it's burning, let it go. But Brandon, what happens if I have to go to sleep or if I have to, turn this thing off? What do I do? Do I blow it? Don't blow it. This is not one of them things you want to blow because it's on fire. And it's not one of them sausage links. Don't do that. Instead, what you would do, you would snuff it out as such. You would take something to put over the top of it like that, and then the flame just goes and gets strangled to death. You can do it that way. Or if you have a candle snuffer, just go like that. Don't blow it. You blow it, well, you blew it. Literally. It's done if you do it that way. And if you'd like to, another thing you can also do to kind of like maintain the energy with it. I've learned this one from, what's her name? What's her name? Katrina Rasbald, I think that's her name? You take a piece of selenite like that. Well, you make sure it's long enough to fit, but you put it right at the top of it. Just like, well, not put it in the candle, but just like that. Put it in the top just like that. That way it'll keep it preserved. And it'll be all preserved. It'll keep the same energy and it won't go anywhere because selenite protects and banishes anything that tries to be near it. It's like, you gotta be pure around me, boy. And if you're not pure, well, you're gonna be pure anyway. Just deal with it. And if you'd like to, what else you can do, you can also cover this in with a black cloth when it's not lit. That way nobody's like, how come I can't see her candle spell? Is it done? I guess so. It's no longer there. Psych. Yeah. But other than that, really, that is, yep, how long was this? 104-minute long lecture on how to, make a visual, make a, make a virtual candle. Not Dante's Inferno Virgil. But this is how you make like a visual candle, at least the way I like to do it. And this thing smells like it just came out of one of them hoodoo shops or metaphysic stores. Dang. Stop, Brendan. You're gonna get addicted to it. Don't smell it anymore. And that's pretty much it. If you guys like, I could probably make like another video after this because I had to make my phone charge because it might die pretty quick. But anyway, before I sign off, is there any other questions regarding the vigil candles? Like if you want to know what color there is? Any other questions at all? Any at all? Even if it's also like, well, what do I do after I'm done with the candle? It's all burnt down. Perfect. Once it's done, If there's any residue that's left in there, just simply put it in a pan of, well, not a pan, like one of them, I don't know what that is, like a thing you, like a, crap, what is that called? It's like you put your, like, noodles in thing, whatever, like a skillet thing, like a big bowl thing that you cook in. I can't even think of that. You simply just put that in there with hot water. It'll melt the remainder of the wax at the bottom, if there's any, and all the stuff in there. Once it's loose, get your trash can and just go out with it. But if there's any other wax left in there, I would probably suggest either one, getting like a little mold of some kind. I mean, like, heck, you can even make it like get like a gingerbread mold and just go remainder wax right in there and make a little gingerbread person of the individual that was the scandal spill for. That way you have a puppet. Oh wow, that's my voice cracked. That way you now have a puppet, and now you can just be like, "You're gonna do what I told you to." Slap, and yeah, you can just keep the energy rolling and rolling. So, pretty much, really, that's it. But what I would also do, if you happen to also, like when you get all the stuff out of there and it's just the glass left, what you can do is you can actually put this in like the dishwasher once you get all the wax off. Because if you don't, it's gonna be a hot mess in there. Get all the wax out of there. That way, it's just the glass. Clean the glass, and now you can actually reuse the glass again for, like, say if you get like a thing of roses or get flowers, you can use that as a vase. And if you're clever, you can actually take the sigil off that was under the tape. The tape will peel the Sharpie off of it. It'll still be on the tape, but then as soon as you wash it, you have the glass again, just slap the sigil back on. And now that sigil, whenever you have flowers in there, the flowers will intake the intention off of that, and they'll be automatically infused with that intention. So now those flowers, you can crush them, and then put them in another spell. So that way it's just an infinite loop of like, notice me, damn it. There you go. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot of candle woozy wooing in the past 110 minutes. But other than that, after my phone charges, I guess I'll do another segment on like how you can actually set up your, like how you can actually set this candle thing up. That way you can be like, okay, we can actually make this thing be like the center of a grid and actually have certain crystals, yeah, okay. Certain crystals in a certain pattern to actually focus and redirect the energy into this thing to help empower it. But that'll have to be after this live, once it's over and done with. But does anybody have any questions at all for Vigil making candle woozy wooing witchcraft stuff 101? Cray cray. I don't know. I got nothing. I just know I've been talking for like 110 minutes and my mouth is sore. Any questions at all? And yes, the floor is now open to anything practically. Anything that is a practical question. No, don't ask me if I'm available this Saturday night, because I'm not. Nice try, though. Nice try. Yeah, I don't get out much. Don't even think about trying to go on a date with me. That's not going to work. So what do you like to do for fun, hex people? No, it was a joke, okay? Whoop. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you, Ava. That makes me feel very important. Very straightforward, kinky. Well, not kinky, but I really hope I also gave you guys a lot of, like a good ab exercise for laughing so much, I hope. If so, yay! I also gave you a good workout. Now you gotta type, that's Brandon, that sounds nasty. Whatever, we're all ladies here. That does give you your ab workout for the day, week, whatever. So, really, that's pretty much it. Nothing else they would like me to answer real quick? Because I guess I'll just float around until... Oh, which joke was it? Because, for some reason, like, whenever I'm just going, the jokes just come out, and I'm just like, okay, this might offend someone, remember what I told you guys about, you know, what happens when somebody says something offensive. Don't show your weakness. Because if you do, they'll be like, oh, that's your weakness? Good. I'm going to keep doing it. Please, take that advice seriously. Because if your enemies don't know how to make you, you know, go get like, oh, that was a critical hit. If they don't know how to do that to you, then you're golden. But, you know, when that happens, I told you not to say it. Oh, well. Learning experience. Okay, good, my hands are sticky. Would anybody like to have one card read, like one reading? I can do one reading if anybody wants one. And so, number between 1 and 4, Dark Goddess or Daemons. And what in the heck am I going to look into? But it's not going to be that big of a pull. Just like a 3-card pull. So, yeah, so whoever says so first, have at it. Whoever wins it gets it. Whoever doesn't get it, well, I'll probably give it anyway. Let's see, what for? Oh my god, Brendan, no. That's the wrong word. You know what, I'm gonna grab that one. Oh, that, Brendan, that sounds horrible. What are you grabbing down there, kid? Well, I know what I'm not grabbing. I'm so alone. That was a joke, okay? Never thought of that one. We'll go with this one, which is the one I kind of don't like that much because it's like, oh, but the devil's the shadow side? Isn't that kind of like stereotypical? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I'm not too fan of it too. Fine. Oh, I'll bring that one in there. Not that one. Not that, definitely not Haunted Mansion, Jerome. Not that one. Not yet. We're gonna bring in the other one. Okay, Royal, a scooch. Out of the way. A scooching your hips. Thank you. Okay, where's the tushy of this deck? Okay. 30 years later. Okie-doke. Okay, we got Hanky. Panky. Space Spanky. Where I'm gonna have to find Lanky. Oh, you get over here. Okay. Alright, Kayla. Have a good night. Innuendos, yeah. Alrighty, have a good night, Kayla. Do any one of you two want to have cards be read? Because, I mean, now's the time. Oh, that just hit my patella. Pick a number between 1 and 4. Whoever calls it in the next. Hi, Caleb. Okay, Delphus has won it. Okay, so pick a number between 1 and 4. And do you want, and if you want Oracle card, if you want Oracles too, do you want Dark Goddesses or Daemons? Now, don't be thinking like, Daemons, isn't that demons? Yes. 1. Okay, 1. We will be going with... Okay, I think this is the... I think that's the... No, that's not the deck. The deck I'm looking for is a different one. I like to call it, it's the Definitely Not Tim Burton Tarot. It's definitely not Tim Burton. Oh, it is like Tim Burton. No, really. It looks like Tim Burton to me, okay? Seriously, it looks like something he would draw. Where is that bloody thing? Honey bear, I'm gonna find you. If you don't come out, you're gonna wish you did. No, nasty. Did I put it up there? Probably. Haha. I see you, Cupcake. Yes, I know I got that coming in shirt commercial. Basic, I know. Gotcha. Come here. Okay. So we have... The deck we're going to be using for you is the... crap, what is it called? Yeah, the Definitely Not Tim Burton Tarot, because it actually does look like something Tim Burton would draw. The Deviant Moon, okay. And did you say an oracle? Demons or... Daemons ahoy! Alrighty, you left-handed path divines, let's go. And no, don't be thinking like, oh, is he gonna have King Paimon come in? Well, if you were here when I shared my experience with King Paimon, all I gotta say is like, wow, that conga line. That is all. Literally. Every divine that I could think of was in this conga line going dun 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 dun, hey. And then there came behind them trumpeteers, like kittens being all like, with horns. I don't know why kittens, but okay. And then there were like these Arabian tambourine ladies dressed like they were from Arabia, and they were just doing their thing, twirling. Then a random elephant going with like the simple things that goes. Yeah, that was weird. Then King Paimon does breakdancing when he was getting off his camel. Like, okay. So anyway, so the way that I'm gonna go about this, I'm gonna be pulling. Okay, fine. Two. No, that sounds so bad if I'm gonna put it that way. 2 daemons, and what am I gonna be looking into? So that way I know which area to focus on, and not be like, okay, we're gonna shoot in the dark here. Try my best not to hit the tushy. What am I gonna look into? Easy cupcake. Alright. Delphus, what am I going to be looking into? Love, the mula, the spiritual, learning, intelligence, relationships. Okay. Is this going to be like with someone you're already with? Or just looking for a new love? And is it just does the gender matter? Yes or no? Or is it just like for looking for a male or female? I don't know. I'm new here, so. Whoop. Easy pick. What are we going on the hunt for? Bonus, spearman the push. No, not really. That'd be kind of mean. I saw that. Don't be thinking you're slick. Spirits become active around this time anyway. So what kind are we looking into? Relationships that are established or relationships that are, fresh meat and same gender, different gender? I just want to make sure it gets as woozy, like, accurate as possible. That way it doesn't sound awkward. Unhanded. Alrighty. We're gonna go on the whim here. Okay, spirituality it is. Whatever you want to do. Okay, spirituality, okay. So, daemons, hanky-panky, and all the lovely left-handed divines in the shadow side. Which 2 of you are going to step forward, if you're, really real daemons stepping forward, or you're just someone trying to be like, well, we had to figure out something to fill this deck up, so we're going to be putting in random cards like a broomstick. Why a broomstick? But anyway. The first card to come out of the daemon pile, card number 1. We have the ever so jolly King Asmodeus. Well, okay. We have the King Asmodeus. To me, at least in my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, he may not be like this to you, but to me, he does appear very like, I think, Asmodeus looks very jolly. He looks like he's very joyful. I mean, look at that face. How can you not be like, oh, he's like laughing and he's jolly? Oh, come on. Okay, I quit. So we have King Asmodeus. And yes, that's the one that's like, oh, he's nasty. Well, only if he gets to that point, if he's like, must get this desire. And then number 2, oh, that's beautiful. Lucifer. So, based on these 2 that came out, right off the bat, we have 2 kings. We have the Guru Lucifer, the one who brings enlightenment, the king of, well, I don't want to say king of hell, but also like the highest one of the whole left-handed side. And then another king, King Asmodeus. So when it comes to finding your like the overall energy with these two, I'm getting this. The desire and the determination for you to find your spirituality, having Lucifer guide you through that, you actually have great support. And you actually have the spiritual side being all like the other side being all like, oh, you want to learn, you want to enhance your spirituality and grow it and better it? You want to learn how to do that? Sure, let's do it. Because that's actually one of the um, ways that Lucifer likes to teach. If you go towards him wanting to learn anything or obtain a desire, he'll be like, you want, what do you want? You want that? Sure, hold on. He'll actually go out and get you it, but you have to be specific with him. Because he wants you to enjoy your life. If you're not specific, he's just going to go, okay, I'm going to try and guess, and I hope you like this. But he doesn't want to guess. He wants to be like, what makes you happy? Tell me. I want to know exactly, so that way I can make sure you're happy. Tell me exactly. Be specific. I don't want to make a whoopsie whoops. And now Asmodeus. Asmodeus. I don't know why he just tuned in. Now Asmodeus, as him also being there alongside Lucifer, make sure when you're going towards your spirituality and trying to enhance it and expand it, make sure you don't become like, I must keep expanding. Make sure you know enough's enough that you've invested into it and you don't neglect the other sectors of your life. But since you have Lucifer right there too, guiding you, the shining star, and bringing enlightenment to you, I don't think there's going to be much of a problem. He'll actually be able to guide you and bestow enlightenment to you in a way that you can understand it. Okay, I don't know why you want me to do that kind of a spread, but okay, fine, we'll go with it. The spirits are demanding it be a Celtic cross, so I'm not going to say no. I'm just going to nod my head and go with it. Okay, definitely not Tim Burton Tarot. I haven't used you since Moses walked the earth. No, that was a joke. Okay, let's see what on earth this is going to come up with. And this deck is big. It's bigger than my hands. Okay, definitely not Tim Burton. What you got? What is our current position for the one in question? What can you say about the spiritual current position? Don't be mean, be supportive, and be, insightful. Current position, we have the Dark Magician. No, it's the Magician. So current position, you are in a current state of being able to put all the tools that the world can give you, and you're fully capable of manifesting and actually working in unison with those same tools. And also, for some reason, if you're trying to test something regarding like emotions and spirituality, and because that's what the cup represents, it might be wise just to gingerly test it. Like if you're trying to go down a new path or like a new way of practice, it's best to just read about it first and learn about it before you stick your whole hand in it. Because the way he's sticking his finger in it, that just sounds so bad, Brendan. That sounds so nasty. But we're all ladies here. But since he's like kind of like testing to see how hot the drink is or how cold it is, that's probably an indication that with your spirituality, make sure you read about a certain path all the way through, that you understand it before you go head first into it. Because there are some practices like hoodoo, voodoo, and some that require initiation. And when you get initiated in those, you can't go backwards and you're stuck with it. And you can't practice any other kind of magical practice if you're initiated, which is kind of a bummer, but that's just how it is. But you're in a current position that you can pretty much put all the wisdom, knowledge, and, well, that's going to sound weird if I put it this way. You're going to use all your assets in a way to actually help get you where you need to go. Assets, not your donkey, okay? So what? You're going to be encountering or being crossed by, challenged by, whatever decides to come out of my mouth. You're encountering the Eight of Cups. This depiction, we have a woman in a very royal scarlet red dress, and all the cups behind her are all stacked beautifully in an order. But she's not impressed. She's like, no. Those aren't red solo cups. I want nothing to do with them. I'm out. And the way that she's actually walking, it looks like she's tiptoeing. So possibly you might be encountering a situation where you're like, this is too perfect. This is some kind of shenanigan stuff. I don't think this is right. My intuition is telling me something is fake. It isn't me. Because I'm not made of plastic. One of these cups is made of plastic. It's fake. So if somebody's trying to like woozy woo you with a spirituality or some kind of faith or even love situation that you feel is BS, is probably plastic and it's not the real deal. So you're probably going to be encountering a state where you're going to be like, something is amiss here, but I'm not stupid. And then you just go, walk away from it. So what on earth is making this all happen? What's the foundation of all this lovely hot mess? We have the sassy emperor. It's like he looks like he is like doing a smug look on his face, like, you thought you foiled my plans, huh? Well, take that. Is it a bowl? Yeah, that's a bowl. If for some reason, if you're kind of laying the smackdown on a Taurus, well, oh well. Bad bowl. No, I'm just messing. But I mean, if there's a figure that kind of like crushed your sense of security and is being kind of smug about it, like, I ruined your security. Well, don't let him bother you because he's just one that likes to hissy fit. And if somebody's also really pushing you to a state where you want to change the whole situation and the whole surrounding of it all, if that's how you're going for your spiritual pursuit, it's probably best not to go at it just to, make someone, stop being a meanie head, but trying to also figure out a way to better yourself and just turn off your awareness when he comes around being like, I'm ruining your security. Why aren't you responding to me? Oh, hi, boss. I didn't know you were there being obnoxious again. But it's like you're not reacting to it. What's behind you or backing you up, or what is long gone? We have what is behind you? Confidence and security. The Nine of Cups. No, not Nine of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. This depiction, I don't even know why in the heck I just thought that. Oh, well, just for me. Whenever it's an optimal time, give him a good from me. You're like, that's from House here. He said, stop being a meanie head. Slap. But Nine of Pentacles is what's behind you. And for some odd reason, I'm just going to go with it. If any of you have seen Yu-Gi-Oh, there looks like that's Shining Friendship from Yu-Gi-Oh. Is a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. Or like Petite Angel. If for some reason, if you have a really good friend behind you that's backing you up, and also played a part in making you become really grounded and confident and secure with yourself, make sure that you have that friend help give you a good supporting and boosting you up and being like a cheerleader. But you definitely have overcome a lot and you're kind of in a position where it looks like you're strutting your stuff like, you see these heels? Well, you see this one heel in the wheel? I'm like Lady Gaga, but better, even though I can't sing. But I mean, heck, check out them calves. I'm so how am I gonna put this? I'm so flab with this that I don't even need hands. I don't even need jazz hands. I got jazz foot and wheel. I'm so foot and wheel. What the heck, kid? Heel and wheel. I don't know why that was funny. But for real, in the past you have actually gotten to a position where you're really confident and secure in yourself. And you're knowing your self-worth, which is very good. And when you're having that become the magician, you're golden. What is the most desired outcome to come about, or the best solution to emerge from all this? Oh, wow. We have the Five of Cups. In this depiction, we have a mama yelling at a kid, or maybe even her husband, for neglecting to take out the trash again. And, he probably spilt the wine again and had a party foul, and now she's scolding him. And I'm just going to go with it. Best case scenario regarding your spirituality you're probably maybe in a position where someone's going to try and mess with you and scold you and think, why the heck are you wasting your time with that? But as you can see, he's like, whatever you say, I'm not listening. I only listen to people that use their inside voice. So probably, most likely, the best case scenario is that you become so in tune with yourself and so aware and knowing where you need to be going with your spiritual growth that you get in a position where you're like, I think I hear someone yelling, why aren't you doing this? And just trying to distract you and all that. I'm hearing those voices again. Why do I hear yelling? And then, the other person's trying to get your attention, like, why aren't you listening to me? I'm still hearing the yelling. I don't know where it's coming from. But it's just like you're ignoring anything that's keeping you hindered. And if they're scolding you for a whoopsie that possibly have happened, oh well. Thing is that you should not listen to people who hissy fit. They're now? Yeah, I thought so. What's coming right for the face or coming right towards you? Make sure it's not head first. No airy stuff. Coming right for the face? Oh, that's so cute and adorable. It actually pretty much goes with the sassy emperor. The Five of Cups. The Five of Swords. This depiction we have, it looks like a moony Napoleon, that General Napoleon. And the way he's sticking out his tongue, he's all like, you lost, you suck, I win. Twathead. And the funny thing is, he's actually facing towards the magician. So, what I'm getting from this is that since he's the only one in the card, it looks like later on down the future, later on ahead, you're probably going to look back at the, because he is looking towards the same direction as, she who hissy fits most and the Emperor. He is looking at him like this. Yeah, they're all facing that way, and then there's this one. He's like, you suck. So what I'm getting from this is that in the near future, there's going to be a situation where you have Hanky and Panky, but you're going to be more farther ahead. Excuse me. And you're going to be more expansive on your growth. You're going to turn back and look back and go, So you're going to be able to surpass it and actually gain their wisdom and intelligence, because that's what swords represent. But, because since this is a bit of a dark humor deck, you probably might get promoted or you might be higher up in your overall growth, and then you're able to realize, wow, I knew I didn't have the problem. I knew it wasn't me. It was Hanky and Panky. No. I don't know why I'm so animated tonight. I don't know. It's probably the chocolate. I don't know. Self-perception, or how you view yourself. How you're perceiving yourself as of this very moment in this situation. We see you as the Eight of Cups. Well, you're seeing yourself as deserving of this rejuvenating, replenishing. Why was I going to say high C? Okay. You're aware that you're really deserving of being restored emotionally, spiritually, and also being rejuvenated from this golden goblet. And you'll be healing your emotional and spiritual body. But specifically, too, expect a lot more of a, good boost to it when the full moon comes around. Outside perception, or pretty much the card position that makes me the least concerned, because others' opinions tend to kind of not really matter in my opinion, but well, it is what it is. Outside perception, we have the Three of Cups. Okay, so it looks like outside perception, like friends, family, and those closely acquainted, they're seeing you as, a lot more fun, a lot more outgoing, and a lot more optimistic. Just don't mind the fish. Don't mind the fish, because I don't even know how the heck that happened. But also, they're seeing you in a position that you're a lot more joyful and carefree. Especially, the one with the moon lady pouring the cup on her head. Yeah, so it's pretty much just like you're taking your spirituality and you're having a lot of fun with it. And everybody can see it. Except that Emperor and Negan, hissy fitting You spilled the solo cup again. I'm not listening. I'm too in tune with my higher self. I hear nothing. Why do you always make a mess? Yeah. Completely just toning him out. Hoping for, but also deathly afraid of. We have the Seven of Cups. Okay, this depiction we have an artiste and an unfaced figure in the holding the canvas up. And well, them hips though. Okay, she's kind of like letting it kind of like be a little bit to the left if you catch my drift. So you're hoping for being able to pretty much express your new spiritual findings and being able to allow your imagination to flow with this. And you will have somebody support you through all this, but also you're kind of afraid that you might be in a position like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And then you have the friend saying, just paint it. Just let it go. Just let it flow. Just let it do its thing. Just, pick up that little paintbrush and then you just dip it in color and then you just go magical and do stroking with it. So pretty much what I'm getting is make sure that you remain hopeful that spirituality can be expressed in so many ways, that there's no right way. Just don't be afraid of making anybody else happy and trying to impress nobody else, because that's not the point of spirituality. So now the outcome. What is the most likely outcome to come about all of this without any changes or anything as of now? The outcome is the wakey is the judgmenty. And yep, it's essentially judgment. In other words, the outcome is going to be if you learned your lesson with all this, and if you're ready to go up to the next level, because judgment is the one before the world. So you're going to be tested to see if you actually are ready to go to hissy fit emperor and forever nagging woman who didn't want her soul cup spilled. But again, make sure you have that drive to get your spirituality, and remember, you have divinity willing to help guide you towards it. Clarify the judgment, would you? And as well as give me one advice card on top of it. Clarifying, okay. We have a choice to make. We have 2 sticks to go with. Yeah, we can only pick 1 stick, so choose your stick. Make your choice. We have that alongside 10 of Swords. So it looks like something's going to get overkilled. And I have to define that. So you have a choice to make regarding something being overkilled, which may involve this is being overkilled. 7 of Pentacles. That's a good thing to have kicked the bucket. Tree that's supposed to be giving and it hasn't given yet, so it's behind on its taxes, and it's going to pretty much become, or that's what's being killed, and what's coming about laterwards is the 8 of Pentacles, investment. So you have a choice to choose between that, having, you have to make a choice regarding that, or the other choice, the 4 of Pentacles. Hold on to your presidents. So you can either allow this waiting thing to kick the bucket once and for all, and then you can really start going hard at work at it. Or you could just hold on to this thing still, like, no. Just enter me pot of gold. Ma'am, milady, which way do we go? Just come this way, Crunk. This way. But are you sure? Yes, just come this way. Just don't pull the wrong lever this time. Yeah, because that does look like an easement from Emperor's New Groove. So you can either hold on to this still, or you can just be like, okay, we're just going to let it just get stabbed to death. And have the waiting period die, and then you can actually work on going towards your spirituality. The one advice card, though, because I had to define all of that. Your suggested guidance to be going for what's best for you. 10 of Cups. Just know that you're going to be fulfilled. Have that confidence, like, I will be fulfilled. I will have everything that I desire, and also possibly it might happen during the full moon. I keep seeing that thing pop up over and over again. Just make sure that, you know, don't be timid. That's the Seven of Wands. Don't be timid. Just do it. And if you gotta pick up one of the sticks to hit someone upside the head with it, just do it. Bonus points if you knock them out. And really, that's what I got. Make sure you know your worth, because you got it. Don't be afraid to tell the sassy Adeline Emperor and the other Adeline hissy fitting party foul solo cupper. Well, I'm gonna go do me now. You don't like it? Well, toodaloo, jackass. And that's pretty much what I got. Make sure you stay like forever in pursuit, but not overkilling it, because you have divinity guiding you in it. At least that's what I got. Looks good to me. You have a lot of expansion on the way. Just make sure, don't let Hanky and Panky get to you and mess with you and get you on the wrong path and misdirect you. And if you have to, just hit them upside the head with a blunt object a few times until they stop moving. That'll make them quit it. Literally. And yeah, that's what I got. So, that was it, Nelphis. I hope that was beneficial, even though it's kind of a bit whimsical. But at least that's what the card stock say. So, other than that, I believe that is good. And besides, it's just for out of the way, unhanded woman. And that's actually what Lucifer does. He brings you out of death. He likes to be a good. Oh, come on, girl, you got this. You got this. I'll stop at you. You're gonna make me blush on camera, and I don't blush in public. Well, I'm not really in public, but I'm in front of a live studio audience. But anyway, so I'm gonna end the live here. I'm gonna be letting my phone charge because I've been live for over 2 hours. Wow. I mean, if there's somebody who's been here since the first second, well, I congratulate you. Maybe I should buy you a Subway sandwich or something. Heck, I'll even buy you a 12-incher. Oh, that sounds so nasty, Brendan. Why you gotta talk so suggestively? Whatever. We're all ladies here. But anyway, I'll be posting, like an update, like on the community tab thing, whatever. If I'm gonna be coming back live again, so that way I can be all like, okay, this is how you set up a grid thing, whatever. Oh, good. Anyway, I hope I made you guys, get your ab muscles worked out tonight. If not, well, I'll probably have them be worked out when I come back, and my phone's not going to kick the bucket. So I'll post in the community tab afterwards, so I'll see you in a few. Be good.